Now, some people will say it's no one's fault but their own. Don't fall for that bullshit. That is shaming. That is blaming without due course. Some people stop and refuse to put up with bullshit. And there's a choice, yes, but that is an informed choice based on logistics, reasoning, and outcome. Okay? You do not have a choice over the economy. You cannot prepare within a certain income bracket for the worst. You cannot. You cannot. Oh, they just inflated the prices again? Fuck. Guess that means you're just doing without. Or you're refusing to go along again. Oh, they raised the interest rates? Oh, they raised your rent? If they could afford it then, what's the difference now? Are they getting squeezed from the top? Well, that's the economy. Doing that, putting the cost back onto you. Right? So I think about like the Democratic governors. There were like four of them or something that were giving away like $100 million, clearing out $100 million worth of medical debt for very select special people. You know, um, they probably did was made a deal with the healthcare system to get that money to forgive those loans. The backside of that is, what did they do? They just raised the fucking rates. So that money was bought, like, quote unquote, like figured out through like policy. It's basically like the government borrowed the money from them to pay off the the debts, and then as part of the agreement, the healthcare system just raised the rates to pay for it. So it wasn't like they were being kind or generous. It was more of a tactic and a play. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I just want to clear up. Just want to clear it up for people who are feeling a lot of shame and guilt. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that the economy is this way. It's not your fault that there are companies still paying employees less than what they deserve when they are posting record profits. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that things are costing more because people want more profits. It's not your fault that your health is failing because you're working yourself to the bone to make ends meet. It's not your fault for any of it. Just stating this. Just stating it. Mhm. It's not your fault. I mean, there are things you can certainly do that are your fault. Like you could get a job that doesn't pay enough to keep you scraping by. You could. That would be your fault for not doing it. But it's also not your fault for not doing it. If it's just a sense of overwhelm and understanding that that is just your life until something else shifts into place for you. It's just not your fault. It isn't. You have no control over the economy or your taxes. I just want to post it. I want to post it. And it's already, I think Sweden or Norway is doing this, but they don't have, or they've switched things so that there are no flat fines and fees. It's based on your income, as it should be. Right? Come on, man. A millionaire pays the same fines as you do for your speeding ticket. Well, come on, man. A crime that befits the punishment, a punishment that befits the crime. Who's hurting more? $150 ticket. Okay. The minimum wage in America is $7. We're going to take it extremely because there's extreme wealth and there's extreme poverty. So let's just say, I don't know, just say they're making $7 an hour. It's 150 bucks. That's 20 hours. 20 hours of this person's life. That's on almost half a full paycheck. A whole, whole half a whole week's worth of work. And then they get points on top of that, which increase their insurance, which again is something that we all should or quote unquote have to have. And it can range anywhere between $50 and I don't know, 400 per month. It's insane. It's insane. Of course, it really depends on your car. I'm not trying to judge. Let's just say again, let's say 150. $150. It is a tax. Insurance is a tax. Health insurance is a tax. These are things that we have to pay for, or bad things happen to us if we get caught not having these things. Which is sort of wild, right? Like, no. No, 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 no. If we're gonna play this bullshit game, insurance is the tax, and that is all we fucking pay. That is how that whole fucking thing should work. I do not want to mince or mix words here. That's just middleman bullshit. Right? Why don't we cut the upper man out of the budget instead? That would cost more. And then there are co-pays? Again, again. Just want you all to know how fucked you're getting through these economic systems. Right. Um, yeah. Then you got your annual registration on top of that. What's that for? What's that for a fucking sticker? What do you mean? That sticker costs me 150 bucks plus 10 more if I want to go to a park as much as I want. Which that part I'm kind of okay with. Jeez. Um, right. Anyway, did I have another? I'm trying to think if I had anything else to say about. Oh, flat fees. Flat fees do not work for us. It should be income based. It should, like, come on. I said that's 20 hours of somebody's life. Okay, well then that should be 20 hours out of a millionaire's life. Okay, the exact same price. How much does a millionaire make in 20 hours? That is how much they pay for a speeding ticket. That is how much they pay for their fucking car registration. If it's a business, same goddamn thing. No tax breaks for that bullshit because it's a fucking tax to begin with. Yeah, right. Say, oh, it would be tax deductible if you made enough. You're like, well, fuck you. That means I'm paying for something for somebody who makes more than me. Right? Registration is tax deductible. I'm sure car insurance is tax deductible for businesses. All of their insurance is tax deductible. You know what? There are a lot. I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason why the tax codes are, there's a million of them. And that's all to give rich people their money back and make the poor people pay it because they're not within a bracket to do so, to take advantage. That's what it is. What an advantage. And they are taking the type of benevolence that you assume is actually like any like that's why most businesses have charities and they're gonna say they donate this so they match it. Like oh no, like, what that really is like if you overgive to the point of us contributing half, then we will contribute our half, which is still all of what you gave. Right. Or yeah, exactly. We'll match you up to X. And matching up to X is what they get to write off to match it. But they get to claim the whole amount because it's their charity. I have this whole like 8 minute thing about how much we actually pay in charity, which it's like it's kind of like if you think about it, we pay charity 8 times. We up to at least up to 8 times, depending on outer circumstance. Like if we go through the list, you're at least paying 4 to 5 times um, through taxes and activities when you give to charity. It's like a funneling system of different like checks on how you're paying for it. Which again, it's so wild. Do you know how many people are on YouTube? Do you know how many people are on TikTok? Do you know how many people are on Patreon? Do you know how many people are asking for money? We're all just fucking helping each other make money because the systems in place to help us make money no longer exist, or they're not willing to pay what they could. Which, yes, more millionaires are being created through this process. It's and it's really kind of creating a second tier system of class of people, ultra wealthy and insanely impoverished. Um, yeah, and there's certainly ways and wills that all of that can change. Sure, sure, sure. Now, one's ability to access that and such is certainly a part of the problem. Anyway, it's not your fault. It's never your fault. But the system of this way you try to make it your fault. People will blame you. People will shame you because it's easier to do that than be like, well, wait a minute, maybe there's an actual problem here. Maybe there's a reason why this is hard for you and difficult for you. Maybe there's a reason why you're doing things the way you're doing it. Just like at the top. Oh, well, if if I can get away with it because the laws are situated to let me get away with it, then I will do that. Well, I mean, if you're going to go with that accordance, then it works with the people on the bottom as well. They will find out what works for them as best they can. Um, yes. So it's not your fault. If, if you're struggling at any point in time, a lot of people will blame you for your circumstances. These people are not your friends. I mean, they could be. They could be your friends. They're just like, well, you don't got it together. And you're like, look, your ducks lined up in a row. Okay, that's fine. But you can't tell me that your ducks didn't just get fucked in a number of ways because of things you have no control over. You watch those shows, they'll talk about rich people or whatever, and what they'll say is, "Oh no, for some reason X froze their bank account." Guess what? They have no access to their finances anymore. Wow. They can do that for any reason. It is a different type of eminent domain. I'm sure it should have a criminal connection to that, but until you're proven innocent, which again, um, they are, until then, they do not give a fuck the hardships it causes. Hmm. You prepared to pay more? Do you like make a plan and adjust for inflation? Because if you don't, blah 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 blah. If you don't make a plan for a stock market crash, then blah blah blah. People will, like then they'll have feelings when their income is impacted in a way that is much akin to the way they would judge and blame someone else. Hmm. Just saying, just saying that you can relieve all of the guilt you would put on yourself. It's not your fault. You have no control over a system of governance that decides that you should be paying 20 hours of your life for car insurance every goddamn month. And that's just car insurance. You gotta have health insurance, and then you gotta have, I mean, like, okay, you don't have a car. That's, you know, isn't that part of the whole plan? Just get us back into staying in our homes all day because we can't afford to go out. Only the rich people can. What a luxury. I totally get now why. You might as well, if you're gonna riot, you can just riot, smash up all of these stores. But that's not where all the real money is. That's why we have cloud banking now. There's not even money in the banks anymore. There's some. It's all just digitized numbers that they can make up. Who's going to check? Who's going to check if someone doesn't add three zeros to their bank account? Who's going to check? It's sort of like, I'm just gonna go on, like the FBI and the CIA. Like, we're just like, we see crimes being done on such a regular, like white collar crimes. Like our president is telling us he's committing a crime. Like it's no, this is what is exactly a war crime. This is exactly what racketeering is. This is exactly what profiteering is. And it goes through companies, etc. Like technically, okay, here's my whole thing with that. Is it you're at war. It's we're still technically at war, which means any company that's making a profit during a wartime struggle effort is profiteering off of the people. But here we go. One of the solutions is complete takeover, which I'm kind of like, if this could be benevolently done, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Amazon being nationalized. I'm okay with each major national uh, water and electric power company being nationalized. I'm okay with a phone service being nationalized. Why? Because we don't fucking care, and except for the goddamn prices we're paying for this bullshit. We know exactly how much these things. It takes like $50 to make an iPhone, if that. But they're charging you upwards of $2,000. They're charging you, I don't know, they want to make you pay anywhere between $60 to 150 per year for a software service. Are you kidding me? It's software. It means that once it's done, they make their money back after like the 10th fucking person uses it. That's They're selling it to the world. There are 8 billion people here. That's all profit. All profit. Again, it's downloadable. There's no actual fucking product. You know what I mean? You can't be like, you can't pull out your Microsoft Word um, while driving. You know what oh, here's my Microsoft Word. No, it's all in a computer for sure. That may sound ridiculous or ludicrous, but that's it. No, why are they allowed to charge? I mean, they're allowed to charge whatever they want because that's what we all use, right? And that's why they went to a subscription model so that they can make us keep paying them because the actual product we could all basically argue is the same. It's not that difficult of a product. You type, yay, we're done. Like as long as it's all compatible, there you go. 99% of anyone who uses these programs doesn't use it to an advanced default degree. You're just using it to type some bullshit. You're just using it to enter numbers. Yeah, sure, there are mathematical formulas. For some of it, Excel, like that's probably the top second thing that's used out of a Microsoft suite. I assume. I don't know who really ever uses Access. Like, what do you use it for? What do you actually use it for? You're using data in the database? Okay, that's fine. So usually they have a different software system for a database. I don't know too many people who use Access. But it's funny because Access is basically what 90% of companies pay for in a different software. It's just repackaged. It's repackaged Access to charge you more for it. Oh, it's so funny. Mhm. Right. It's so lovely though. I love the coding community because they're all like, "Hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Please give me the code for it. Please just give me the code for it." And then someone's like, "Here you go. Like I see what your problem is and what you're trying to do. Here's the code. I had to do it last week for this other project. Here you go." It's just like, not even a big deal because that's sort of like not intellectual property. I mean, it is. Like you can sell your code, I guess. Your coding skills. Yeah. Thinking about that from fact checking. And not that much of that exists anymore. Like, how do you fact check a million things all at once at the same time? I mean, theoretically there are ways. Oh man. It's just we're all paying too much for everything. But it makes, but like the people in the middle level, they're like, no, I guess I have the money for it, and it makes sense that I'm paying for it. And we're like, no, no, no. It's also like people who like try to give shit for people who buy knockoffs. It's like, what the fuck? You're just trying to accentuate your privilege, your money privilege. Ah, no, this isn't authentic. Who the fuck cares? Like, anyway, I mean, like, why would you give a shit? Why would you give a shit? You're like, look at me, I got, and it is a knockoff. Fine, it is a knockoff. Good for you. Because if you can make a bag that looks, I don't know, at least 75 to 90% like the original with, okay, like if you're gonna skimp on the quality, that's, like you know it's less quality. But at the same time, you know that quality isn't $10,000, $1,000. You just know it's not that level of quality. What does an actual $1,000 bag look like? It better be like fully created individually, for it to cost $1,000. No, this person actually made these pants with all of these materials. I saw it happen. Oh, yeah, again, 20 hours of a millionaire's time. Again, I'm thinking this person is making millions of dollars repeatedly because it's basically just free money for them to do stuff, celebrity wise. So again, uh, 20 hours of a person's life. Um, how much would that be for? I would assume, let's just say $200,000. And let's just, it's that much of a hit. You still have 800,000. Wait, no, no. Let's go back. 150, 7, 20, 20 hours is $140. Okay, yeah, 140. Like, yeah. I'm trying to do some quick math here in my head because that's not the only tax they're being taxed for that month. So, like, really, it does add up quickly. Like that. Again, what they're paying for. Um, again, speeding ticket. It's half of 1 week's pay. So 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Okay, I'm trying to do the math. So it's an eighth. An eighth. Okay, so what is an eighth of $1 million? Hmm, for this one thing. It's probably about $150,000. That's how much they should be paying. They should be paying $150,000 for their speeding ticket if they make if they made $1 million. If they made more than that, they would be paying more than $150 for a speeding ticket or a goddamn parking ticket. You see those assholes take up 2 parking spots? You should fucking key the shit out of that car. They are a piece of shit. No, they want their car to be nice and safe while fucking over somebody else who needs that spot to go somewhere, to be somewhere. You have every right. Every right. Um, okay, you don't. You don't have a right to damn it. Like, it's actually someone's job to make sure that person pays. Um, now we live in a society that I don't often doesn't make those people pay at all. In fact, charges you for it. Because if they're not going over those guys, they're going for the little guys. They're spending their time on small fries. which is so fucking wild. Again, I said CIA and FBI. When is the last time you heard any of those fucks taking down anyone or anything of importance? When is the last, like, and you're like, a drug raid? Fuck you. Fuck you. That money is, that cocaine's just in the bin in the back, and they pull it out every whenever they want and be like, oh, we got all this, and here's the person we took down. It's fucking staged. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about drugs? My rent is $2,000 a month. Fuck you. Fuck you and drugs. That is not my problem. Those people, yeah, they'll do anything for drugs, but they know I don't have any. And obviously, I don't have any money for them to steal because it's all going to goddamn rent. The fuck are you talking? And I'm like, some people are like, $2,000 acceptable. You're like, depending where you live. And even then, that's bullshit. Anyone living in New York, California, what are those big old money states? Oh, say money cities. But overall, economically, um, like their rent is insane. Why is it insane? Because they can charge that amount because people are making that amount at the top. We're back to selling our bodies. We're back to, for rent. We're just like, oh, how do I pay for rent? Well, if the landlord is just like, well, I don't know, we could go back to goods and services, trading. Wow, what do we have to trade? Okay, I can knock off. Right, they don't give you a free rent. They just knock off $200, keep you desperate and indebted. I mean, sometimes, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the situation. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's ridiculous. It's like the only thing that they can get us all for. They can charge everyone for rent. They can charge everyone for insurance. They can charge everyone more for food. And the people who are supposed to stop that are not. And the people who are there to make sure our food is not fucked with is part of that too. So that informs the healthcare system because we're all feeling gross from eating food that isn't even what it should be. Doesn't have the standards or regulations that make it good for us to really eat. It's manipulation of the food sources. Now, billionaires and stuff, like you've heard, like eugenics, that term used around, like that's just a fucking smoke mirror. I mean, like it's true. They would. The easiest way for is just they can do it now. Economically, they can do economic genocide. They can do economic eugenics. They just charge you more because someone else will pay it. A billionaire can buy up every fucking house on the block and still be a billionaire. You know what I mean? Out, out, out. I mean block. The whole goddamn city. It doesn't matter if they make a profit off of it. And in fact, isn't that one of the economic models? We'll sell this thing, we'll short sell this thing until people are so reliant on its price point that we beat out the competition and then we up the price by 5 times what it was because there's no competition. And they call that ethical business. Like, oh man, anytime any business calls themselves ethical, I'm just like, what do you want? What are you really doing? What is your business? What what do you think is ethical? within any frame and give some levels of this ethical balance you're creating. I need to see some spreadsheets and some historical algorithms. Hmm. So funny. So funny. It's not your fault. Again, this exists. This is how they do. And then they get you to pay for it through taxes because they're not paying them. Right? They're not paying their taxes. You are. And then they get government grants to build something. Or they only get to profit from, like, they get the government to build it and they get it for free to charge people for. You know what I mean? How is that? How is that? How is that? How is that for you? Was it a good experience? Let me rate this on a customer survey. Oh shit. Tastes delightful. So it's not your fault. It's not your fault, whatever you're going through. Whatever struggles financially you're going through, they're not your fault. It's the state's fault. I'm just saying what it is. I'm not saying we should overthrow or overturn it. I think we should change it and ask for better in a very, you know what, in a very, I guess, benevolent and passive, I mean, what's the word? Pacifist way. There we go. We said it. Which again, it's so funny. It's kind of almost a counterintuitive thing. We have old technology, uh, basically because otherwise we'd be fighting advanced wars. But like as soon as a common citizen had access to a laser instead of a gun, where they have to fucking aim. The wind, oh fuck. As soon as they get their hand on a laser, it's fucking over. There's no more war. It's just, no, man, this thing's calibrated to hit my fucking target. This girl, I just blew up a whole bunch of shit. That's why they parade out tanks and stuff like that. It's just gonna take out chunks of wall or whatever. Like, come on. They have the technology to fucking obliterate us instantly. They don't want us to have anything better than what we have, unless they have found ways to control it. And what would we even, like, again, what would we do with lasers? What would we do? If the average person had lasers, the average person probably has a better life that wouldn't even need the laser. Just like most of us are like, no, I don't have a gun. There's no reason for me to have a gun. There's no reason for anybody to have a gun. Someone gets pissed off, like, and gets angry. Like, what is, like, they got their fist, I'm like, well, okay, like, they got a fist, a knife, and a gun. And their car. That's so interesting to me that people do not use their car as a weapon nearly as much as they could. It's so fascinating. Like, let me get out of my car. Let me get out of this 2-ton vehicle and punch you. What the fuck? Why would you do that? Like, you've got, it is manslaughter, but you know what? You can claim you're drunk. You know what? Then it's only like, I don't know. No, some weird shit. It's just insane. Insane. Why show up at a protest? Why march somewhere? It should just be a bunch of cars on the lawn, being like, any one of us could drive right into the goddamn building. Any one of us. You can shoot us down one by one, but you can't get all of these cars. You know what I mean? Why? Like, fuck it. Fuck all of that. In the 90s, for a minute, they would gridlock whole fucking city systems by just driving slow. That's like the new version of protesting. Just stall out your car in the middle of the road. Just have the AC on if it's hot, or the air if it's cold. Just nicely block all of the goddamn traffic. All of the assholes who would go along with the system can't get to where they could be a part of their system and fuck all you over. That's why you go buy a beater car. No insurance, whatever, I don't give a shit. You're just gonna throw that in the middle of a street, fuck everybody's day to let them know that this is fucking bullshit. It's so funny. It's like a protest, but you're like, there's like a line of paramilitary police on either side of your protest parade as a show of force. And you're like, I just came here to yell, I guess. What are you here for? The show of violence? You're not here to protect me. If I was to get hurt by anyone in this parade, you would not fucking help me. You know what I mean? You would not fucking help me. You got snipers on towers and on roofs. Um, again, punishment befitting the crime. Punishment befitting the crime. If I threw a brick through a window, does that mean you would snipe me from a 2 mile distance? Is that is that justice? Is that what justice looks like? No, that's all show of force and extreme radical execution. That's an execution. All of it executions. Just just saying. I'm so upset. Like it's just so interesting. I'm so upset with protests to begin. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys? You're just marching around, yeah, like any like okay, like it, are you just trying to impress other people by the amount of number? You're like, no, this is a concern for all of. Look, we're all here. We're all here, and you're not here. And you're not here to just yell infinitum. Um, because that's what we do. There's no violence happening. When's the last time? Uh, really, never, never. I don't even count January 6th as a thing. We want to make such a big deal out of that, but they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything compared to what our government does. They raided government buildings, stole all of our data, legally, I guess, and shut down a whole bunch of services and stuff that help people. Okay, I'm confused who a criminal is here, but okay. Okay, but like, okay, these people, like, again, like, I'm not for it, but they went to the Capitol and just fucked around in there. They just fucked around in there. You know, that's why I know it's fake. That's why I know it's fake, because if I was there, that building would no longer be there. You know what I mean? Why would you just go, like, right, like, I assume that all these people knew that they would be getting off. You know, they're like, oh, what are we really doing? No, I just want you to like kind of ruffle some papers on people's desks and let them know that you were there. Like, oh, you could have barred the door. Like you could have done anything. You could have done anything. Instead, like nothing, nothing. Just scuffles some papers and ruffles some senator's hair. Oh, remedy, remedy. That's bullshit. Bullshit, fake stunting. You couldn't convince me that it was real and that it was not staged. Um, you know why? I don't know, man. It's all methods and tactics. It's so funny. Like, come on, come on. Any tactician would be like, you don't have reinforcements. You're just throwing your full weight into one move. There's no side operations happening. What the fuck? Have you ever seen in a heist movie? There's a feint, right? What's the actual goal? Someone made off with them. Well, obviously, again, if they're again, all we have to do is have multiple protests of epic proportions because they cannot control it. They're expecting us to have different protests on different days, but they also know we're non-violent, so like they only need like two cops. You know, it's just no, I'll start arresting you. You're not gonna do anything to me. You know, fine. Um, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. First things you do. First, you have to protest the police station. Right? Because they are the enforcers of this evil. They are the lowest rank enforcers of this evil. They are the first step. So you have to fucking protest the cops, right? You have to try to get into their hearts a little bit, right? Like, hey, do you know what you're protecting? It isn't us. You're the one who's got a gun, right? You're the one with a gun. You're the one using tear gas. You see all these people, and like they all just have phones to record you being an asshole, right? Like, here it is again. They have thrown tear gas. It is an illegal thing to do because of the health repercussions and stuff. And now they are using high grade volume crowd dispersers, which again is illegal due to the Geneva Conventions and crimes against humanity. And yet it is happening yet again. The governor has given them diplomatic immunity for doing their job. They are here to make sure that they don't have to be listened to. They make sure that the people will not be listened to, which is also why I don't really believe in protests anyway. I do not know who's in charge. I never know who's in charge of those protests. You know, I'm like, oh, like, so, like, the leader of this is going to be president, right? Is that where we're going? Should I, like, what's their platform? And they're like, no, we just got to protest and yell a lot, show up. And here's are we just boosting this city's economy? Did they just need hotels? Let's create a problem so that we can have a tourist industry. Washington, D.C. is not a city. What is the whole thing with that? It's not its own, it's like outside of the jurisdiction of like regular laws, or it's just a weird fucking place. It's like a commonwealth or something where they're not completely whatever. You know what I mean? That's how fucking twisted it is. That's our capital. You know what I mean? If you don't find that insidious, that even our fucking capital um, does not obey or isn't has control of laws. You know what I'm? It's just insane. That's the foundation of where all laws are created to be enforced and implemented. These people do not have that in their own goddamn city. They do not have full sovereignty. Can you believe that? Is you need more of a hypocritical like sense of understanding of things. Isn't even beholden to cities. It is, yeah, right. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Integrity? I'm not so sure. Ethics? I think I pointed out at least a few that are a little bit shady. Just a little bit. Oh man, what a fun thing to talk about. Man, why am I not posting these things? I don't care if anyone's listening. I don't care. It's sort of like no one is listening. It- So it's okay. It's okay to just say whatever, because no one's listening. No one's even. It's so funny. It's so funny how how circumcised everything is. Oh man. I mean, it does make sense. I was like thinking in my head for a second about like the YouTube people who have made millions upon millions of dollars, off of all of the things they do on YouTube, and which is all funded by the public, right? We're all paying these people money. I'm buying their merch. I'm supporting them. I want them to have a good living through the products I'm buying from them. Oh shit, I think you have enough. You have enough. I'm not buying any more of your shit. It should be free now. You have cleared the level, and now you're just kind of fucking sticking around. It's like that asshole. Like at the end of those Fable games when you own every village. Yeah, I just bought up everything because I kept getting money from people. Like, yeah, and now I own all of the stores and everything. Cool. Cool. And now, like, I just walk around with all of these hearts, all these people loving me, even though their life has not improved one iota. Not really. I mean, besides defeating the Balverines, we don't have any fucking. We are at the top of the food chain. We have no enemies. They're making us our own enemies so that they can claim that kind of we're protecting. From what and from who exactly? Again, why is my rent so goddamn high? And why do I only get? And it took me like, I don't know how long to get 3 weeks of vacation at my job. Like 10 years? 10 years for 3 weeks. And I had a kid. So you know where most of that time went? Sick days. I mean, by then I did get a couple days of my own time out of that. The first week hardly ever used it, and except for those emergencies. Insane. All I'm saying. I'm saying a lot. But there's always more to be said. Anyway, um, trying to end on a happier note is an interesting thing. Um, yeah, maybe I can't exactly. Economy. I just want to repeat that 90% of uh, all of these economic choices being made are illegal. They are. They are straight up illegal. If you go through most constitutions, state constitutions, and then look what your governance is doing, they are illegal. They are illegal. Wow, I'm just yelling. I'm just an old man, and this is how I've been fucked over all of these different times. This is how you've been fucked over all of these times. Now these people will get these like, oh, I'm a millionaire, so these problems never hit me. And I'm like, well, that is a very self-indulgent kind of way of looking at life. This life is only for me and me, me, me. Meanwhile, everyone you're paying, everything you're looking at is getting underpaid by net difference. I'm a billionaire. I'm making $7 an hour. Some people aren't making any money because there aren't any real jobs out there. Or if they are, there are jobs. Those jobs are jobs just to replace jobs. It's sort of like when they have those fast food places that are like completely automated now, except for like clean up here and there, I guess. I don't know. But basically, anyone in the service industry knows that their job is next, right? It's sort of funny. Like, I remember seeing a college ad that was just like, AI can't do this, and it's like someone using a buzz saw, and you're like, are you sure? Are you sure? That sounds like a bold fucking claim. I'm glad that anyone working there, going to school there, can sue you. It can sue you so fucking quick. Um, in about 2 to 3 years. They're like, no, you were lying. You were lying. That was a false advertisement. This job is not safe because of the automation that this can do, which is funny. We have all of this technology, but we still don't have nearly enough fun shit. We have to go out and buy a bunch of useless garbage. It's like, look, our entertainment is still internet. Our entertainment is still internet and museums. I'm like, okay, where do we go? We have museums. I mean, okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, which is so wild. Like, cafes have become work hubs, because they work from home, or they can work anywhere, but they don't want to work from home, so they go to a cafe and do not pay these cafes enough for the work that they're doing there. It sucks. It's like you're staying here the entire day. You're making $400,000 a year, and like the rent you're paying is a cup of coffee to utilize it. It's just like, oh, okay. You're probably not even tipping well. Well, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just like, are you even tipping? Are you even tipping these people? Because I don't really like tipping. I don't. It's again. I know, like at least in this term, it's one form of communal charity. Like, this is going directly to you, buddy. Except it's going to like you and your coworkers. You have to split that dollar 4 ways, at least, if not six. And I remember working at this other old job, this cafe job, and I was looking at laws, and I found out that my manager was doing something illegal. She was taking tips. She's not supposed to take tips because she's a manager. Make sure you check that shit. They're not allowed to take it. They're not allowed to take tips if they're a manager because they get a fucking salary, if not an actual whatever. But they shouldn't be taking tips because of their um, higher position. I don't know if that's still a law or not. Who knows? Who's fucking checking these things? Nobody. Nobody. Hmm. I don't know. It's also kind of fascinating. I'm like, since like, can't we use this to our advantage? Like, if the court has a full docket because of all of this bullshit, we can fucking do what we want because our court case won't get up until, I don't know, 2030. Right? Isn't that like the theoretical thought? I was just listening to this one person talking about strategy or working. Well, okay, it was like chess people. They're like, what defines chess players? Like, what makes them successful in playing a game better than somebody else? And then we think 10 moves ahead. They do not think 10 moves ahead. They proved that they do not think 10 moves ahead. They've created a skill set and a mindset of them leaping into success through their actions. It's sort of when they say like mind over matter, they're like, well, you work a little bit and then mindfully envision the rest to kind of guide you through it. So you have a confidence because you've kind of done it at least enough times. You've seen the outcomes. You're playing the games in your head so that you don't have to play them in real life. Well, let's take this into business route. Let's take this into the big man, the big people at the top. So like, first of all, I'm dealing with anybody, anybody. I don't know. It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, I don't know. Like for Donald Trump, for example, like he's got a history of not paying for the work that was done. And then like the construction companies sue him. Um, I'm like, didn't you get paid though? Like you had to have gotten paid already. You don't just not get paid up front. What are you talking about? No, no, it's all on good faith. You have to be paying your workers something. I'm not sure what the difference. As soon as the check stops, you stop working. Isn't that how it's? I'm so confused. Or it's like half up front, half at the end. I'm not sure how you would do it. I'm not sure. But the process of this is these construction workers are busy working on the construction. They're too busy doing anything else. Meanwhile, you're talking to the banks. You're talking to the judges. You're like, okay, I know this is going to come down the line. And you know what? I'm going to give you $100 million to not do your job correctly. I want you to err in my favor. They're like, yeah, I don't really give a shit about that guy either. You know, we don't golf together. Oh. Smiling. Just as I'm getting. Oh, that's so funny. I took a smell in, and well, it's because of the barbecue sauce. I had ribs last night. Um, I cannot afford ribs, but they were given to me. It was so nice. It was so nice and delicious. I'm just so happy about that. Just scrumptious. Um, you know, it's like because of the savoriness, like still kind of permeates the air. But now I just want like a number of different references that equaled that level of like savory receptiveness is kind of like playing through my nostrils and my brain, my heart. It's like, oh, yeah, that was great. I love it. It just tastes so sweet and yum yum. Um, yeah, so I'm just like it's either Chinese food, just some very savory, sweet, or Thai. Oh, I love basically anything that's candy. And it's basically like I'm sorry, like a can like I call it candy chicken. It's just candied chicken, and I'm 100% on board with it. You just glop a good sauce. Man, that makes me think for a second about burgers and how most I haven't been to like right most burgers are just like some sort of house mayonnaise. You know, like that's as much as they get into like specialty sauce. And you're like, it's all right. It's just not like it's like hmm, okay, I'm trying to build a burger in my head, and it's like a pretzel bun. It's got um those onionish kind of fries, or like just like the onions, fried onions. Um, there's a nice patty. I want there to be like a zip sauce instead of zip sauce with some aioli, I guess. Hmm, not sure. Not sure. But I know it has like a sense of it definitely has zip sauce on it or something, but like maybe like a thicker kind of 'cause zip sauce is relatively runny. But if there's a way to thicken it so that it kind of like I like thick gravies. I don't like watery gravies. I guess that's where it's coming from. And especially on a burger, you want like, cause like burgers, it's heavy, so you kind of want it to be like, um, you want it to be heavy, but different form and function. Mm. Which that's what you get from ketchup, because it's like a heavy, concentrated form, and then like you add mustard to give it a little bit of a difference. Uh, for sure. One day I'll play around with sauces. One day. Oh man, I remember being so excited. This my wife's friend makes ex-wife's friend now. She made um hot sauces. And I was just so excited. I'm like, I don't know how you do that, and you're baking that, and that's like your thing. That's so delightful, and you're such a great human with such a great consciousness of love and care and creativity and soul. Um, I would like to try your sauces and pay for them. I want to support this, and then I'm like, I can't. I tasted all of them, and it's like, or the ones I got for a birthday. Just I was like, this is what I would like to do with my birthday. Asking is to try your friend's thing, to see if I like it and to support this lovely person in this way that I can because I'm not paying for it. That's usually my birthday things and Christmas things. They give me things that I want to try out, you know, or that I want. Like anything that's on my list or that like I want to try out, which is still on my list, but they're like things that I'm like, no, this is what I want. And this is what I want to try without paying for it. Unfortunately, again, I said I didn't like any of the sauces, and I was like, oh man, where do we go from here? I don't want to tell them like again, it'll be like it just doesn't match my flavor profile, but I love what you're doing here. I'm not your core audience either. I do not barbecue, so I don't know what I would be doing with these sauces outside of the 3 times a year I buy. Well, I mean, I used to buy beef a lot more. Now I do not. All of my meals are more vegetable than they are meat, if you call it meat. I don't know if it's meat. I'm like, is it meat? Is it meat? It is not. It is strained, processed, genetic garbage, modified. I don't know. I was so excited. My brother showed me an AI video of a live action video game. It was an AI. It was a video, an AI generated video of what a live action video game show would look like of a video game. It was Metal Slug, and it was more entertaining than most of anything I've watched this year. I would say this year, probably longer than that. I'm like, and it had like this is pretty. So it was just so great. It was all just so great. I'm like, yeah, we really. It's just really lovely. So we're getting to the point of not needing creators the way we used to need creators. I mean, again, they were always getting underpaid. Disney is atrocious for how they treat their creators. Their contracts are insane. I'm not sure they're allowed to like share what their contracts look like. It's like we intend to make $1 billion off this movie. Guess how much you're gonna get? If you were to guess how much a creator was gonna get, knowing that this company knows how to drain out and dredge every nickel, every penny from a person that they can, even through like cross multiplying, um, cross merchandising, right? Likeness rights, all of that. Consider all of that. The company makes billions off of one thing you were a part of. You were like a main character, even a side character. What do you think you're making? And you might be tied to a contract that means you're working on sequels, which you may not even get paid for. It was all included in the price of the original contract. Shit. It's just insane. It's like all those kids that go on tours and stuff. You think maybe they're making money? And I mean, they are. They're getting something. But could it be one of those band things where they're like, no, actually, this is not any more different than publicity for you to get your name out there. Use it to your best advantage. You're lucky we're paying for your hotel out of your money. You're lucky you're getting stage time with your money. We're paying for the stage time for you to be up there. How you use that is your money. Not always. You don't want to be too skeptical, but these things are rampant in ways that people don't talk about. For sure, for sure. Only on occasion will some people talk about their contracts, their deals, and it's like all NDA. And I like to talk about this on the Purge. I'll probably bring it up again. The Purge. Um, you break any law. People just focus on murdering random people, right? Okay, well, in one of them, it's like obviously to get this thing going, they pay the government mercenaries to fuck around and create the chaos. And you're basically, you know, at the whims of realtors who are going to sweep up all of that property once, um, the day is done. You're just protecting yourself from high level criminals. Um, I don't know. That would be like an interesting, like the Batman. I guess they tried to do that with like the Dark Knight Returns, like anarchism, anarchy everywhere. But on a purge level where it's legal, I don't know how Batman would deal with it. Um, how would he determine who he saves on a level of the entire city, who is or world, as it were, which is again, it's always weird when like it again, if you have to go insular, then like micro, then macro, right? In the same world that Batman lived in, there's also Superman. Well, Batman's like handling this, and he's like really going up against the rails. It's sort of like Superman's within calling distance. you know, it's just a matter of, no, I got this. I got this, Superman. Well, I got it. Don't worry about me. It seems like they're gonna kill her and her at the same time. How are you gonna say that? I figure it out. Do you need any help? No, not at all. Okay. I do have this little boy who's gonna help me out. Okay. He just won't leave me alone. I'm hoping he'll die. um, not saying like I'm just saying it really doesn't make sense. At some point, you either make friends or you just do as much as you can. Just be like, it was just an off. Like it was this is what I did in my day. I beat down Joker, but I didn't beat down Riddler. He was on the other side of town, right? At some point, the villains outnumber you because you've been called up to back up or anything. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. See this hole. Mm. Anytime I see a hole in the ground, I just think it's a snake, and it really freaks me out. I'm like, no, no. It's like I think what really freaks me out is just like the idea of seeing one like slither out of a hole. I just be like, oh God, ugh. I don't know what it is about that. It's like I've never seen that happen. Thank God. It's just the wildest thing though. Like, hmm. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for listening to this. I know it wasn't as entertaining as my other talks usually. The daytime talk. To get some things off my chest. Anyway, have fun.